If you're over 60, you need to hear this. The fish you're eating could be loading your body with toxins, inflaming your brain, and speeding up aging faster than you realize. A shocking 2024 study found that seniors who ate high-toxin fish had a 70% higher risk of sudden memory loss and heart attacks. And it's not just rare fish, it's the everyday ones you trust. Today, we're revealing the 4 fishes you must never let near your plate, and the 4 powerhouse fishes you need to start eating right now to stay sharp, strong, and independent, ranked from least to most dangerous and most powerful. Stay until the end, because the final fish is the hidden killer nobody talks about. Before we dive in, tell me in the comments, what seafood do you usually buy when you shop? Now, without any further ado, let's start with a terrifying truth. Seniors exposed to mercury-heavy fish showed nearly double the brain shrinkage within just 5 years. Here's how it happens, and what you must avoid immediately to protect yourself. Dangerous fish number 4, swordfish. Swordfish might look like a premium choice at the seafood counter. Thick, meaty, and perfect for grilling. But for seniors, swordfish is one of the most dangerous fish you could ever eat. Here's the hard truth. Swordfish are apex predators. They sit high on the ocean food chain, living long lives and consuming hundreds of smaller fish over time. That means they absorb and store massive amounts of mercury and other environmental toxins in their flesh. Mercury is especially devastating for older adults. Your body's ability to detoxify mercury declines sharply with age, and even low levels of mercury exposure have been directly linked to memory loss, depression, fatigue, muscle weakness, kidney damage, and faster cognitive decline. A 2023 study published in Neurology Today revealed that seniors with the highest blood mercury levels had a 38% greater risk of dementia within just 5 years. The scariest part, most of them had no obvious symptoms at first. Mercury builds up silently, one meal here, one steak there, until suddenly your memory starts slipping, your balance weakens, and your independence begins to vanish. Swordfish doesn't just pose a brain threat, it's also been linked to cardiovascular damage. According to a report by the Environmental Working Group, mercury exposure impairs the body's ability to regulate blood pressure and damages the lining of blood vessels, making heart attacks and strokes far more likely. Seniors are already at higher risk, and swordfish just pours gasoline on that fire. And here's something the seafood industry won't tell you. The FDA's own testing has consistently found swordfish samples with mercury levels far above the safe limit. Some swordfish steaks contain so much mercury that a single portion can exceed your weekly safe exposure by double or triple. For a senior with slower detox systems and more fragile organs, this can be catastrophic. If you see swordfish on the menu, don't just skip it. Run from it. Every bite could be silently wrecking your memory, your heart, and your future. Dangerous fish number 3, farm tilapia. Coming in at number 3 on our danger list is farm tilapia. Now, you might have heard tilapia described as a light, low-fat, or even heart-healthy option. But when you dig into the facts, farm tilapia becomes one of the most deceptive and dangerous fishes a senior could ever eat. First, tilapia farming conditions are shocking. Over 80% of the world's tilapia supply comes from overcrowded, polluted fish farms, mostly in China and parts of Southeast Asia. These fish are raised in filthy, stagnant water, often fed a processed diet made from corn and soy instead of their natural aquatic diet. Worse, they're pumped full of antibiotics, hormones, and even banned chemicals just to keep them alive. A 2023 report from the Environmental Protection Agency revealed that farm tilapia often contains residues of veterinary drugs, industrial contaminants, and carcinogenic pesticides like malachite green. But the most terrifying part isn't the toxins. It's what farm tilapia does inside your body after you eat it. A study out of Wake Forest University School of Medicine found that the fat profile of farm tilapia is dramatically pro-inflammatory, even worse than eating bacon or donuts. Farm tilapia contains very low omega-3s, but sky-high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, especially arachidonic acid. In simple terms, eating farm tilapia can massively spike the inflammation in your body, fueling arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. For seniors, this is catastrophic. Chronic inflammation is already rising with age. Add farm tilapia into the mix, and you're throwing gasoline on a raging fire. Seniors who eat high inflammatory foods are proven to suffer more memory loss, higher blood pressure, and faster muscle wasting. A 2022 clinical study in Aging and Disease showed that seniors with higher inflammatory markers aged biologically 9 years faster than their peers, leading to more hospitalizations, fractures, and even early death. Farm tilapia is like a health landmine hiding on your plate. If you value your memory, your mobility, and your life, it's time to erase it from your diet for good. Now, if you thought tilapia was bad, the next fish on our list is even worse, and it's one many seniors are unknowingly trusting as a healthy alternative. Dangerous fish number 2, cane mackerel. At number 2 on our danger list is cane mackerel. And let me be crystal clear, not all mackerel are bad. Some types, like Atlantic mackerel, are incredibly healthy. But cane mackerel is a completely different story, and one of the most dangerous fishes a senior could eat. Cane mackerel is another large, long-living predatory fish, meaning it accumulates staggering levels of mercury over time. In fact, according to the FDA and EPA's updated seafood advisory, king mackerel consistently ranks as one of the highest mercury fish tested, sometimes even beating out swordfish in toxicity levels. Seniors who consume king mackerel even occasionally risk slowly building up mercury levels in their brain, kidneys, and heart. And the damage doesn't stay hidden for long. Mercury exposure directly attacks the brain's myelin sheath, the protective layer around your nerves, leading to slower thinking, memory lapses, tremors, and a higher risk of Alzheimer's. A 2024 clinical study published in Brain Health Journal found that seniors with elevated mercury levels had up to 50% more brain shrinkage compared to those with minimal exposure. This isn't just memory loss. This is irreversible brain death happening under the surface, silently stealing your independence and dignity. But the heart isn't safe either. Mercury damages blood vessels by promoting oxidative stress and inflammation. In seniors, this leads to thickened arteries, skyrocketing blood pressure, and a terrifying spike in heart attack and stroke risk. In one longitudinal study, researchers found that seniors with the highest mercury exposure had a 70% greater risk of cardiovascular events compared to those with lower exposure. Think about that for a second. 70% higher, just from the wrong fish on your plate. King mackerel might look sleek and healthy on the outside, but inside, it's a biological time bomb. If you care about keeping your memory, your heart, and your life intact, this is one fish you should never let near your dinner table again. But believe it or not, there's still one fish even more dangerous than king mackerel, and it's a fish many seniors proudly eat, thinking it's one of the healthiest choices they can make. Dangerous fish number 1, farmed Atlantic salmon. And now, the number 1 most dangerous fish for seniors, farmed Atlantic salmon. I know this might shock you. You've probably heard that salmon is heart healthy, great for your brain, packed with omega-3s. And that's true for wild salmon. But farmed Atlantic salmon is a completely different creature. And for seniors, it's one of the worst hidden health threats sitting in your kitchen right now. First, let's talk about toxins. Farmed Atlantic salmon are raised in crowded, disease-ridden pens where disease outbreaks are rampant. To keep these sick fish alive long enough to sell, the industry douses them with antibiotics, pesticides, and even chemicals banned in many countries. A massive 2023 Norwegian study published in Food and Chemical Toxicology found that farmed Atlantic salmon had up to 5 times more carcinogenic polychlorinated biphenyls and dioxins than any other seafood tested. These chemicals are proven to cause cancer, damage the immune system, and accelerate aging at the cellular level. For seniors whose bodies are less efficient at detoxifying harmful substances, eating farmed salmon regularly is like slowly poisoning your system with every meal. But the danger doesn't stop with chemicals. The fat in farmed salmon is fundamentally damaged. Instead of being rich in clean omega-3 fatty acids like wild salmon, farmed salmon contains dangerously high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, the same type of inflammatory fats that drive arthritis, heart disease, obesity, and memory loss. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry confirmed that seniors with diets high in omega-6 and low in omega-3 had a 70% higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those with a healthier fat balance. Even the color of farm salmon is fake. Wild salmon are naturally pink from eating krill and shrimp. Farmed salmon are gray. To make them look healthy, farmers feed them synthetic color additives like astaxanthin analogs, industrial compounds that can have unknown long-term effects on human health. And if you're thinking, well, I'll just eat it once in a while, think again. According to a 2023 Environmental Working Group report, eating just 2 servings of farmed Atlantic salmon per month exposes you to enough polychlorinated biphenyls to increase your lifetime cancer risk by 25%. That's 2 dinners a month, enough to shift your health trajectory permanently. Farmed Atlantic salmon might wear a healthy disguise, but inside, it's loaded with toxins, inflammatory fats, and hidden poisons that can cripple your brain, inflame your joints, and weaken your heart. If you value your future, your strength, and your mind, farmed salmon should never touch your plate again. Now that we've exposed the most dangerous fish, let's shift gears, because not all fish are harmful. In fact, a few can dramatically boost your health, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your body if you eat them the right way. Safe fish number 4, sardines. At number 4 on the must-eat list for seniors are sardines. Now, I get it. Sardines don't have the flashy image of a salmon steak or a tuna fillet. They're small, they're canned, they're cheap. But when it comes to senior health, sardines are one of the most powerful weapons you can have against aging, and the science proves it. First, sardines are absolutely packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and not just any omega-3s. Sardines deliver EPA and DHA in a form your aging body can absorb instantly without needing complex conversion steps. These omega-3s are critical because after 60, your body's ability to repair brain cells, reduce arterial inflammation, and regulate your immune system weakens drastically. Without enough omega-3s, seniors become sitting ducks for memory loss, heart disease, arthritis, and even depression. The massive 2022 study from Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors with higher blood levels of EPA and DHA had a 50% slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those with lower levels. But sardines don't stop at saving your brain. They are also loaded with calcium, more calcium per serving than milk, and naturally occurring vitamin D, which is essential for getting that calcium into your bones. Research from Johns Hopkins University showed that seniors with adequate vitamin D and calcium intake had a 43% lower risk of hip fractures, which is one of the most devastating and disabling injuries after 60. And here's something you might not know. Sardines are packed with coenzyme Q10, a powerful antioxidant critical for heart health. Seniors naturally produce less coenzyme Q10 with age, and low levels have been linked to heart failure, fatigue, and muscle weakness. Eating sardines can naturally boost your coenzyme Q10 levels, improving your energy, your heart pumping power, and your overall vitality. Plus, sardines offer a major practical advantage. They're affordable, shelf-stable, and easy to prepare. No fancy cooking skills needed. Open a can, drizzle a little olive oil, maybe a squeeze of lemon, and you've got a complete anti-aging meal in minutes. But while sardines are powerful, the next fish on our must-eat list delivers even stronger protection and could be the key to reversing years of silent inflammation inside your body. Safe fish number 3, wild-caught salmon. Number 3 on our must-eat list is wild-caught salmon, and let me be very clear. Only wild-caught salmon, never farmed. Because for seniors, wild-caught salmon isn't just another healthy food. It's a complete anti-aging system packed into one delicious meal. First, wild-caught salmon is one of the richest natural sources of EPA and DHA, the 2 omega-3 fatty acids that your brain, heart, and joints are absolutely starving for as you age. A landmark 2023 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 6,000 seniors for 5 years. It found that those with the highest omega-3 blood levels had a 47% lower risk of cognitive impairment and a 39% lower risk of death from heart disease compared to those with low levels. Think about that. Eating omega-3 rich foods like wild salmon could literally help you live longer and stay mentally sharp enough to enjoy those extra years. But wild salmon doesn't just boost brain power. It's also a secret weapon against the two silent killers that sneak up on seniors: inflammation and oxidative stress. Wild salmon contains astaxanthin, a rare antioxidant that gives the fish its natural deep pink color. Astaxanthin is 6,000 times more powerful than vitamin C and 800 times stronger than coenzyme Q10 in neutralizing free radicals. These free radicals are the molecules that destroy your cells, damage your DNA, and speed up the visible and invisible signs of aging. A 2022 trial published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging showed that seniors who consumed astaxanthin-rich foods like wild salmon had dramatically fewer inflammatory markers in their blood and even showed improved muscle strength and skin elasticity after just 3 months. Another key benefit is salmon's clean protein. Seniors are at major risk of sarcopenia, the progressive loss of muscle mass that can leave you weak, frail, and dependent. Wild-caught salmon delivers highly digestible, muscle-building protein without the inflammatory byproducts you get from processed meats. A 2024 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that seniors who consumed higher-quality protein from sources like wild fish maintained 30% more muscle mass than their peers on standard diets. Wild-caught salmon isn't just food. It's life insurance for your brain, your heart, and your muscles. If you're serious about staying strong, clear-headed, and vibrant into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, make wild-caught salmon a centerpiece of your diet. But as good as wild-caught salmon is, the next fish on our list offers a different kind of protection. One that specifically targets your arteries, your joints, and your immune system at the same time. Safe fish number 2, Atlantic mackerel. Coming in at number 2 on our must-eat list is Atlantic mackerel, and don't confuse it with king mackerel, which we already exposed as dangerously high in mercury. Atlantic mackerel is a totally different story, and for seniors, it could be the difference between vibrant health and slow decline. First, Atlantic mackerel is one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids on the planet, higher even than salmon. Every bite delivers a potent dose of EPA and DHA, the exact building blocks your aging brain and heart desperately need. A 2023 longitudinal study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that seniors who consumed oily fish, like Atlantic mackerel 3 times a week, had a 52% lower risk of stroke, a 43% lower risk of dementia, and even significantly stronger grit strength, a key predictor of longevity. This fish is also an incredible source of selenium, a mineral that acts like an internal shield against oxidative stress and immune decline. Selenium levels naturally drop with age, and low selenium has been linked to weakened immune response, higher cancer risk, and faster cognitive aging. Seniors with optimal selenium intake are shown to suffer half the rate of infections and lower rates of cardiovascular disease, according to a 2023 meta-analysis published in Nutrients. Atlantic mackerel offers a clean bioavailable dose of selenium that supports your immune system from the inside out. And here's another huge advantage for seniors. Atlantic mackerel is naturally low in mercury. Because it's a smaller fish with a shorter lifespan, it doesn't accumulate dangerous heavy metals the way bigger predatory fish do. The FDA Seafood Advisory ranks Atlantic mackerel among the safest choices for older adults, pregnant women, and children. That means you can enjoy it regularly without fear of silently poisoning your brain or kidneys. Finally, Atlantic mackerel is rich in high-quality protein, essential for preserving muscle mass and fighting sarcopenia. Seniors who consume oily fish like mackerel regularly show better balance, stronger mobility, and greater resistance to falls compared to those who don't, according to a 2024 clinical trial published in the Journal of Frailty and Aging. Atlantic mackerel is nature's perfect senior superfood. Clean, powerful, and loaded with the exact nutrients your brain, heart, and muscles crave as you age. If you want to stay strong, independent, and mentally sharp, this humble little fish could become your secret weapon. And now, we're heading to the number 1 fish you should be eating. The ultimate anti-aging powerhouse hiding in plain sight. Safe fish number 1, herring. At the very top of our must-eat list is a fish that almost no one talks about, but it could be the single most important one for seniors: herring. If you want a food that protects your brain, shields your heart, strengthens your bones, and even slows visible aging, herring quietly outperforms almost every other fish out there. First, let's talk about brain health. Herring is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically an extremely high concentration of DHA. DHA is the omega-3 that directly builds the physical structure of your brain cells. Without enough DHA, your neurons weaken, your brain shrinks, and cognitive decline speeds up dramatically. A major 2023 study published in the Journal of Neurology found that seniors who consumed high DHA fish, like herring at least twice a week, had a 63% lower risk of developing dementia compared to seniors who rarely ate fish. That's not a small margin. That's the difference between aging with your mind intact or slipping into memory loss, confusion, and loss of independence. But herring doesn't stop at protecting your brain. It's one of the few natural foods that deliver an almost perfect balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fats. Unlike farmed fish or processed meats, herring keeps inflammation down without promoting it. Low inflammation means healthier arteries, more flexible joints, stronger immune defenses, and a dramatically lower risk of heart attacks, strokes, and autoimmune diseases. A 2024 clinical trial in cardiovascular aging found that seniors who maintained low systemic inflammation markers had 35% fewer hospitalizations and lived an average of 6 years longer than those with chronic inflammation. But it gets even better. Herring is rich in natural selenium and vitamin A, two critical micronutrients that support vision, thyroid function, immune strength, and skin regeneration. Seniors who maintain strong selenium and vitamin A levels show lower rates of infections, better wound healing, and slower visible aging, preserving not just years on their life, but life in their years. Finally, herring delivers all these benefits without the heavy price tag of trendy fish. It's affordable, widely available in fresh, pickled, or canned forms, and easy to prepare for seniors living alone or managing simpler kitchens. No complicated recipes, no expensive ingredients, just pure, accessible nutrition your body can recognize and use immediately. Herring is truly the forgotten superfood of healthy aging. If you want to protect your brain, strengthen your body, lower your disease risk, and keep living independently for as long as possible, make herring a regular part of your diet starting today. Your future self will thank you. Now, you know the truth. The fish you choose could either steal your memory, wreck your heart, and accelerate your aging, or it could help you stay sharp, strong, and vibrant for decades longer. Choose wisely. Choose survival. Before you go, let me know in the comments, have you eaten any of these fishes before? And what's your favorite way to prepare seafood? We read every comment, and I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now. We have so much more senior-focused health content coming your way, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Thanks for watching.